Perfect. Setting up the meeting. All right, guys. We are officially live on YouTube. All right, we're officially live on YouTube. Let's X that out. Let's get out of there. Perfectamundo. All right, let's get on here. All right, so guys, what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna show you guys the importance of making withdrawals and making some deposits today, because the markets is about literally making withdrawals, right? So what I'm going to be starting with real quick, we're going to go right back to our famous Discord, which I love. Everything, guys, everything we do here, right, begins in the Discord, right? Everything. Can I get a 777 for the Discord? All right, go ahead, guys. Go throw a 777 for a Discord, right? Go ahead. Everything we do begins in the Discord with the end in mind. All right. So you guys can see, you get all of your notifications that's coming in from the Discord. You have your public chat, you have your main chat. I'm going to focus a little bit more on the main chat because this is for our paid subscriber students, right? And our public chat is for people who are deciding if they still want to come here, right? And if you go from paid, this is a month-to-month subscription, right? So if you decide you want to take a month or two off, it's okay. We still love you, which I personally don't believe you should take any time off because trading doesn't have time to be taken off, right? It's a skill set you got to learn. So the more time you apply, the better you get good at it instead of running from it, right? So if you decide you want to take a step back for a little bit, we put you back into the public chat, right? Which is pretty amazing. Guys, I'm going to also show you guys, you can come in here and see our crypto and Forex chat. Look, we got so many people winning, and I want you guys to see some examples before we move on, right? So guys, look at all of these people winning, right? So don't be the person that does not participate, right? Participation is the most important thing here. Participation. You get paid for participation here, right? We do. So make it happen. So real quick, before, check this out, guys. Check this out, right? Check this out. Look at this. Look at this nice little setup, right? Nice setup. We got to sell at a one position, right? We got the stop loss in profits, right? Not at break even, guys. If your trade is 50 to 60 pips in profit, you should not have that trade at break even. That you should be protecting the pips you've already been given, right? Break even, it's a waste. That means you wasted 60 pips, right? And guys, for this trade to go back to break even, right? I have $1,000 target. I'm already halfway to target. Why would I let $500 go to make another 500? It makes no sense, right? Makes no sense. So make sure, all right, look, $500. Why would we let that trade go? We don't, right? We get out, we get back in, and look, right? Look, right? As I'm broke even, now I allowed the trade to say, you know what? I'm going to make money regardless. Now I can truly let my trade go and set up, right? So, which is pretty cool. As you guys can see, we can track it all the way. And guys, this is what $10 can do for you right here, right? All right. So I want you guys to know I'm about 5.5 years in, and I've been playing around with hundreds of pennies, right? So this is what a $10 bill can do for you in the market. If you spend the next 5 years learning, you have the ability to make $1,000 a day, $1,000 a trade, 5,000 a day, 10,000 a day, right? No income claims. I've definitely had some monster days. I've had 10K days. I've had 20K days. And ironically, in the investing side in the crypto, I've had $40,000 days in the crypto side, right? So, guys, it can get crazy very fast here, but the beauty is being disciplined and allowing the time to happen for you, right? So here's you guys can see. Let's take a look at this one, right? So take a look. I took 2 positions before going to bed, 2 pennies each entries, set up my TP, my stop loss, and I woke up to $35 in profit. All right, guys, that's making money while you sleep. Okay?
Keep putting in that work. Keep putting in that work. You know why? You're almost there.
It's one thing to talk about it, and there's another thing to have proof of what you've done. So guys, document your journey. Don't be the person who secretly try to do everything. Document it all, right? Here's another setup that was taken. All right, guys. So I'm kind of giving you guys a snippet on the inside before we begin this, right? Here's another setup. So guess what, guys? Look, all you have to do in the beginning as you're learning is participate with us who know what's happening so that you can get to the point where you actually understand what's happening, right? So here's another example, guys. All right. This is a Mario trade.
Let's go. Let's go,
Right.
TP. TP has been hit. TP has
Wow,
been
look at that
hit.
candle, guys.
TP has been hit.
Let's go. But guys, that's why we love trading, right? This is why I love the community trading. You guys, you know how boring this trade would be if you took this all by yourself and nobody was around? Like nobody heard you. You wouldn't record this video if you didn't have a community to send it to or friends you're trading with, right? That's incredible. And that is a monster candle, guys. All right. Monster candle, right? Monster candle. So take a look. All right. Here's my man Nate. Got 1, 2, 3 positions off the same position. 3 position. He's holding a 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.03. I'm sorry, 3 pennies, 3 pennies, 3 pennies. So a total of 9 pennies, right? Look, the first 3 pennies, he let him go right here way too early, but he was sitting on some more. So guess what? He mustered up enough energy, right? His education and everything he's learned, right? He got in. CTA was called, right? And guess what? He rode it all the way to the top of that CTA and he got his butt out, right? Guys, whether he's using a CTA or not, my eyes is all I see, and he's got my Bollinger Bands on here, and I love my bands, all right, guys. So look for the week, right? 32 ideas, 24 of them cleared, 8 of them incomplete. So which means is you needed to take every single idea if you really wanted to get the true meaning of the percentages here, right? You can't pick and choose the ones you want to win or lose because we don't know which ones are going to win or which one's going to lose. So the objective here, you need to participate in all of them. All right. And look, guys, if you want to hear more success stories, you want to see it happen in real life.
Trains in the morning
There,
and was able
happening.
to turn
Here's
pennies
another
into
person.
$600.
Right. Right. Look, I'm down. All right. So look, guys. All right. I can't let my team do without me. So guess what? Look, we went in, we joined in the withdrawal party, slapped a little $1,500, and I sent it to myself, and it hits my USDC, right? Shout out to Manny for showing up for me, right? He was able to convert it from USDT for me to USDC, send it back to the kid, and I got my $1,500, and I used $3, guys. $3 went out and made me $1,500, guys. Think about that. Less than $5, a cup of Joe, cup of coffee went out and made me. You deduct 500 from the stack, $1,500. All right. So today I'm going to be showing you guys on how we can leverage this small amount of money to make this a lot of monies, right? So go ahead and give me in the chat if that's something that interests you. You want to learn how to use pennies to the dollars to make income and full income. Give me some ones in the chat, all right? And we'll get started. All right, and I'll speed it up for the month. What song was that? That's funny. I know. All right. All right. So guys, take a look, right? Let's go to this fast start. Look. All right, guys, look. Fast start, all right? Right here, how to set up your broker, right? You need to go ahead and watch this video. Guys, there's so many different brokers out there, but you can watch this video. It will give you an outlook how to set up a broker. Cash App is the same way to do it from any broker. So if you watch this video and you're like, man, I'm still confused, then it's okay. You just need to focus on education a little bit more because all brokers ask for the same thing, is your money. It's just where you go click, right? You're going to use your Cash App to deposit majority of the brokers because they're playing around with crypto as well, right? You can use your bank account. Obviously, that's going to take a couple days. So make sure you come to the Discord and you follow the steps here. 1 through 6, right? Follow each one of the steps, and these are built to get you guys. They're built to get you here to this page, right? This is a success page. All of us want to be like Mario. We want to be able to take a few pennies and make $600-700 and withdraw that and go pay some bills, right? Not just to try to make some money. So, guys, this is the objective here. All right, I want everybody to understand. The objective here is to go from the education, right, to making some withdrawals, right? And this is following some simple steps we're going to show you guys today. All right, let me open this presentation up. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen while I do this. All righty. All right, guys, let me know if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Where am I? Why can't I see? All right, hold up.
You can see it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to switch the thing so I can
Gotcha.
see
The
my camera.
the boxes got bigger though. The little black box.
Hold on. All right. Perfect. All right. So, guys, withdrawals and deposits. We're going to start with deposit first. I put withdrawals first because it just sounds better. WD, right? Sounds better than the DW, right? Withdraw first and then deposit. Without the deposit, the withdrawal could never happen, all right? So I just want you guys to understand. But I do love the aspect of withdrawing more than I love depositing, all right? But they go hand in hand. So I'm going to kind of hopefully today also can remove the idea of trying to grow this $1 million account and understand that every day here you're making money. Don't be here for 6-7 months and have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars because you don't like taking profits or you don't like making withdrawals, right? Guys, everybody on this team today, if I ask you how much you lose, it's probably enough for the money to cover a lot of the stuff you want, right? So let's make sure that we take the money in the process. So before obviously we start taking the monies, what we're gonna do is, guys, look, I got $100 right here, right? All right, got, and this same 100 went out and made this 5K right here, all right? And the camera's gonna blur it out, right? This 100 made this 5K. And it starts from this right here, right? So you don't need 5K, guys. You don't need this. If you put this in, you're just gonna go blow it, right? In the beginning stage, I want you, don't focus on a lot of money. Don't get in the hype. Focus on the things I'm going to show you guys today. And if you focus on that, the money literally will gravitate towards you where you have less headaches and less thoughts in the market, right? The less thoughts, the better results you can produce in the market. So first thing we're going to start off with, all right, is, guys, is discovering your edge, right? You got to discover your edge. All right, discover your edge. What does that mean? So what I showed you guys earlier on the Discord is a whole bunch of people that's discovered their edge or discovered a edge to trade from, utilizing our GFU education here, learning to become the scanner from literally learning from the education instead of just being spoon-fed, right? We have scanners that will give you setups and how to get in the market if you learn how to use them properly. We have GFood Live that literally walks you through, just the same way I'm here talking to you guys. We have someone who's been vetted, right? And they're going to literally give you the setups live. They're going to show you how they go look for their setups, right? They're going to take it from just me speaking to you, and they're going to show you the charts. They're going to show you what they do on a daily basis. And guys, these are all proven people, so you don't have to worry about the whole YouTube aspect of they could be finessing you. All right, not here. They're tested, right? And then the last thing, guys, here is back testing, right? Back testing is probably the number one component of trading that I see most traders who quit trading never did, right? think about it. You got into a profession, they taught you how to go make the money, and then you went into the job to make the money, but you actually never tested yourself every single day, right? You never got better every day, right? Today you came in, you got lucky. Tomorrow you lost. Tomorrow, the next day you lost, you got lucky. You never stopped and said, why did I lose? And why did I get lucky? And how do I keep getting lucky every single time? And how do I minimize my losses? Right? We learn from it. And guys, all of these components put together is going to make you a pro, right? Becoming a pro here, right? 10,000 hours becoming a pro. Money don't make you a pro. All right, guys? Just because I got 5 bands here that I'm sitting on don't make me a pro. What this shows that I can make money in the market, right? The question would be, if I put another trade in, would I lose the whole 5? It's easy to make 5 today, guys. Tomorrow, give it back, and you're back to square one. Is how do you make 1,000 and then hold on to it? 1,000, hold on to it, and be able to stack just like if we were in our jobs. Not worrying about trying to build these incredible accounts, right? So what's a deposit, right? And it's good to understand what a deposit is, especially getting into the market, right? So a deposit consists of money placed into a banking institution for safekeeping, all right? These deposits are made to deposit accounts such as savings accounts, checking accounts, money market accounts, and financial accounts institution. Guys, when you get started here, the first thing you want to do is you want to start to learn how to read the fine prints, right? Those little tiny little prints, right? I know sometimes Omar, Tyler, Manny, whatever, everybody can be like, hey, use this broker. Stop for a second and read the little tiny prints, right? Because the little tiny prints will save you a whole lot of hassles in the future. And they might save you a whole lot of money. Guys, every state to state is different, especially with crypto, and every country to country is different, especially with crypto. So it's best for you to continue to do your education. Now, this is an aspect here that you probably would only get in this community here is when we talk about deposits and withdrawals, because our educators will not talk about it. They're not permitted to. We're not here to give you financial advice or to tell you anything. We're here to guide each other. And as a fellow student, I'm here just giving you guys my journey on how this worked for me and what you could do utilizing a similar method, right? That's really what this is about. So the first thing you need here is money. Everybody go in the chat, type in money. Type in money in the chat for me. Go in the chat real quick, type in money. I'm going to type it with you guys. Money, right? Money. You need money, right? That's the only thing we can trade is money. And the money now, you need to learn what is money, right? We're going to teach you money is not just US dollar, right? For all my Americans who never left America, it's not just US dollar. You have the yen, the Japanese yen, you have the Canadian dollar, you have the Swiss franc, you have the euro, the Mexican peso, the Colombian. I can sit here and name dozens of countries that I've been to that are not US currency, and I had to understand more about money. The one thing I learned though, if you live in the United States, congratulations, your money outside of Switzerland, it's the almighty dollar, baby. Stronger than everywhere you go, your money stretches, right? Your money works for you so hard when you leave this country, it's crazy. And then when you come back, it becomes, excuse my language, what I consider a true American, where we just don't want to do anything, right? Because they don't want to do anything when you come back to the country. But when you leave the country, you go to Mexico, your dollar turned into $54 instantly. Then you come back, you're like, man, it's only $1, right? But we can literally put any type of currency if your broker takes it, right? Cryptocurrency, majority of the currencies are open. Most brokers take it. Your objective is to find out what assets your broker takes and what's available to you, right? And if you guys are big on crypto here, finding out what digital assets your broker pays you out in and what's available to you is the most important key. I'm gonna give you guys a nugget right now. When you withdraw from your broker account, it's one of the first and only times there's no fees attached to your transaction. The broker covers your fee. There's no Ethereum getting burned by you. Someone else does, right? So guess what? What coins do you want and how can your broker pay you out in those without physically having to go burn $1, $2, $3 here, right? We did a transaction last night, USDT. We sent about $1,500, burned about $1.50, right? Now you may be like, oh, that's not really much. But imagine if I did a $1,500 transaction for the next 20 years at $1.50, $2, how much money I'm burning over time, right? Over time. All right. So the next one, guys, right? What do you want to start with? All right. We're gonna give you a recommendation here. What do you want to start with is, right, what can you afford to lose? Right. That's some of the questions you want to ask. What do you want to start with? And what can you afford to lose? So if you're here in the community, guys, $100, right? Everybody go ahead and type in the chat 100, right? 100. Type in 100. Give me some participation, right? 100. I said 1,000, Lord. 100, right? Take a moment, stop what you're doing, and just type in 100, right? Participation, right? And I promise you guys, the people that participate makes the most money here, right? And if you're that person, you're nervous about participation, I want you to say, do I want to make money and get better? Or do I really care what people think? Because a lot of times when we don't participate, because we care more what other people think about us, right? We don't want to sound dumb or thing. But I was okay with dumbing myself for to be smart to make this. All right, guys. So we're gonna create a plan, bi-weekly plan, right? Develop a plan bi-weekly, monthly, right? The tuition that you pay, guys, the money you blow, the tuition you pay with the academy, everything you lose from this point on while you're learning on this journey, if you decide not to quit, is tuition to build your habits, right? This 5K that I have here, guys, I had to unload a few $1,000 to be able to master a way for me to be able to secure 5K to 10K, literally to of cash to put to the side every time I take my trades or a month, right? I had to learn that I had to lose a lot to gain a lot at the same time. So if you're that person right now, you're scared to lose, then you're going to always make a little, right? We have to learn how to lose to make a lot, right? The objective here is to make more than you lose. Congratulations. Not win forever. All right. Don't work that way, right? Becoming a pro is learning that you will lose, is how to minimize your losses. All right. Understanding your broker, researching your broker, and understanding your terms and conditions. These are some of the most important things, especially when you get into trading, guys. The last thing I want anybody to have is be able to make money and you can't take it. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. It happened to me, right? I still have 72K sitting in an account I can't touch. I emailed them. They gave me the runaround. Broker went out of business and I lost everything that was in there, right? Thank God I only put in $500, right? And it was the same thing, guys. Somebody that I knew, I trusted, recommended it. The same way I could be like, hey, use this broker. But out of everybody that was going on, I had a hiccup, right? Some people were making withdrawals. I had a hiccup. I mean, it also can do that. They want me to take out all 72K, but it is what it is, right? We learned from it. We didn't let that hurt us, right? So anytime something happens here, it should make you stronger, right, guys? So look, your lot size will determine how much money you're going to make, how much you can leverage, and how much you can withdraw. If you can learn anything, guys, this is the most important page and screen on here, right here. Most important. Your standard lot, your mini lot, your micro lot, and your nano lot, right? Majority of places you probably won't play around with too many nano lots, right? 10 nano lots equals one micro lot. 10 micro lots equals one mini lot. 10 mini lots equals one standard lot. All right, guys. So that same standard lot you saw me take earlier, guess what? That right there, if you equate it to pennies, just remember every 10 pennies is $1. So that would equate to 100 pennies in a market, which would equate to the same trade that I took if you took one, right? And the reason why I know these guys is I took some losses that humbled me, that made me realize I got to cut it down a little bit, right? I had to go put the $5 away and say I wasn't ready for this big boy. Because when it went against me, learning how to lose, I lost. But when it also went with me, I made a lot of money. So I was able to back test and put some parameters around it and say, you know what? Okay, let's drop the lot size where we can maximize the gain and also minimize the loss. See, at a smaller lot size, I can afford to go 50, 100 pips down and not have touched a mini of my account. But then I can wait for the swing position that will go back 300, 400 pips and double my money at the same time, right? So it's all about understanding the lot size and how you want to play with it. All right, guys. So look, you started with $100 account. Everybody should be starting with $100 account. I just watched somebody turn like $10 into 100 and something dollars, right? If that was you, look, withdraw everything and leave your $10 again and go with a one and done. That's what you seem to be, a one and done. Continue that process. Don't try to grow $10 to $1 million, right? Take the 10, save up the money, and continue to go until you lose the 10 and then make your deposit, right? Because when that money is in there, you think different than when the money's not in there. So $100. And what we're going to do, guys, right? And this is not financial advice. This is just me giving you guys how to run the play and literally grow your accounts, right? And make real money, not grow your accounts. I'm sorry, not grow your accounts. Make real money for you to withdraw, right? Because I don't believe in growing accounts. I believe in living off the financial markets. Like just like our jobs, we don't grow our job money, we live off of it. So if you're deciding to be a trader, this is not about growing your money. It's about living off the market. And then once you live off the market, you can save and then grow your money, right? You can have a savings account. You can have all of that stuff, right? Just because you're a trader and we flip money don't mean you don't follow the conventional societal rules, right? Same rules. So a penny to 3 pennies, right? I'm going to say 1 penny, guys. $100 buys you 1 penny at a time, 1 penny, right? If you do it right, in 10 trades, you can have literally 50% your account. In 20 trades, if you do it right, you should have gone from 100 to 200. The only time you lift your lot size is when you double your account, right? Because what happens when you start moving your lot size up, it takes less and less movements in the market to literally snatch the rest of your money. So as long as you keep your lot size the same, it will take that same distance to take the remaining of your money, which would make it hard for the market to eat your money up, right? But when you get greedy, then the market just it does different things to you, right? So look, right, week 1, you're at a 0.1. Let's say you cleared 8 trades, right? Guess what happens? You're at $45 you cleared. Congratulations, week 1, your account is at 145, right? Second week, $45, your account is at 190. Third week, your account is at what, 235, right? And for the first time now, you can graduate to a 0.02, right? See, a 0.02 now, guys, is the same distance if your 0.01 went. So if you mastered the 0.01, it's the same as your 0.02 on a $200 account. But a 0.02 on a $100 account is not the same movement, right? So I want you guys to understand, anytime you start getting testy, I want you to say, it's time for me to put more money in my account. When I start trying to use big lot sizes, that means I'm ready to put more money in my account. So I have my education behind me, right? So $200 will buy you a 0.2, right? So they have here 0.0 to 0.05. That 0.05 for me is going to be the student that's been here 6 months to a year that understand how to manipulate and play their lot size so you don't get caught up. All right, guys, because at a 0.05 on a $200 account, look, that's what, 50 pips times 5 times 5, right? 25. So guess what? 50 pips, you've burned $25, right, of your account, right? You don't need to do that. 50 pips, you've lost $10 at a 0.02. That's all you need, right? Because you want to buy yourself more time to take more trades. The less trades you take, the less money you make. The more trades you take, the more money. And when I say the more trades you take, over time, not all today, over time. If you lose 2 today, you go away from the market, you come back tomorrow, you make all your money back. But if you're like trying to make it all back in one day, you're kind of in trouble, okay? So look, 500, 0.05. You went from having $5 days $10 days, now you're doing $50 days just by letting your money graduate. Look, you go right here from a 0.1. Now that same $50 day that you had, guys, over here, that's a $250 days. That's 5 trades at 50 a piece at 0.1. You made $250 this time, right? As it goes to 2,000, look, 250, we times that by 5. Congratulations, at a $2,000 account, now we're making anywhere between $500 to $700 every time you put a trade in, right? Guys, everybody in this call right now has access to $2,000. The only reason why you can't see it is because you don't trust yourself yet, right? Look, there's 2K right here, right? There's 2K. That means every time I put a trade in, I could make 5 to 1,000, right? All right. And here, guys, here's the last one. Here's 5K right here, right? That means you can get bought at a 0.5 to a 1 position. I just showed you guys that same 1 position made me $500, right? Now, the same 10 trades that I take, I expect to lose 2 of them. So I expect to lose 1,000. That is what it is. And then the rest of them that I take, which is 8 of them, I plan on making my 1,000. So 8 times 1,000, guess what? It's 8,000, and I'm gonna lose 1,000. I lose, and I'm netting 7,000, right? Think about it. I made 8 and I lost 2, right? Winning, but I needed the money in my account to handle that, because if I took a 1 position at 1,000 right here, which your broker will allow you to do, 100 pips, you blew the account completely. At 100 pips at 5, you at negative 1,000, you still have 60% of your account open, right? Just by understanding how lot size plays around and how important it is, right? So guys, the more money you want to make, you want to put more money in your account, right? But in the meantime, if you want to be like us here at the Travel Exchange community and you want to make pennies into dollars, guess what? We're not going to chase these large amounts. We're going to chase literally the education, and we're going to chase the success that we see other people are having, right? We're not going to go anywhere. We're going to do it smart, all right? And here's an example for everybody to kind of see, right? Here's 150 pips at a penny. That's $15 your penny made you right here, right? $15. And guess what? Look, you had to lose from here to here. So you lost a few dollars and you made it all back. So look, there's 3 trades here. If you guys don't even see this, right? Look, there's 1 trade right here. That's a loss, right? 1 trade right here. That's a loss. We could have held on to that. Whoever took that could have held on to this trade, but I'm sure they got a little nervous and whatever. But look, at the last second after they got out, it wicked back up. They were like, you know what? This is my trade. They got in. And guess what happened, guys? From here to here was a loss. You made your money back. From here all the way up, you made all your money back, right? So out of the $15, $5 was money that you lost by letting these go, and you made $10, right? You made 15, you're up 10, winning, right? Take a look right here, big trade, 1 positions, right? Guys, this is probably the best trade in 2014 that I took, all right? You guys can see I'm holding like 10 positions out of 1. This is like when I click my penny, right? I waited so much for 227 pips straight down, right? And I'm holding like 10 of them, guys. This was no income claims. So let's just say that was well over a $20,000 trade right there, right? Easy peasy. All right. And it was probably the most stressful few days that I've ever been. I had to hold this for a couple of days, right? Just to get 227. I could have pulled it at any point, right? And guys, this thing kept slamming down before it went back up, right? So, and here's a trade with a 1 position, guys, 42 pips, right? 42.5. So 42, that same trade that takes a penny to $5, this student right here was able to master it and be here long enough, over a year, that they had enough in their account to take a 1 position. And look, 42 pips, they made $425. Guys, think about being here for a year and being able to make $400 per trade. The question is, how many trades can you take that are legit and your setup, instead of being greedy, right? You can take a lot. All right, guys, and here's the last one right here. right? Take a look. Here's a one position at 111 pips, right? Here we got 80 pips. Here's we got 30 pips, right? These same 30 guys, look, this is the same $3 trade at a penny, but now we have $4. You made $123. Just so everybody understand how the money changed because of the lot size, right? So the lot size is how we really make money here. The objective here is to never use the lot size for revenge or to try to make more than your account deserves. Is to leverage the lot size so that you can continue to increase your winnings and put yourself ahead of the P&L statement. All right. Because all that matters at the end of the day, guys, is are you profitable or are you not? The rest don't matter, right? If you're not profitable, you got to work towards it, right? And guys, I've never met a trader who's been in the trading space for 10 years who's not profitable, who actually put the work in. Not some of the people that I see where today you're trading, tomorrow you're off, tomorrow you're trading, you call yourself an expert trader, but you don't really trade. I'm talking about people who actually attempted for 10 years straight looking for their setup. I actually never met someone past 3 years who went all in and is not successful, right? So when we meet people who's been less than that time or more than that time, just know that they didn't put the work effort in that they needed to get to that point. Whether it's the back testing or it's the studying, it's two types. They lack something in there, and I'm here to tell you guys, if you put the pressure on yourself and put those two together, like this thing will become so much easier. All right. Guys, we have ways to help you make money here with GFU. All right. Everybody here starts off as a student and you have the ability to work your way up. I created a chart here to show you the different paths each person can take. Student one is just a regular person. You came in, you didn't share this with nobody. You just want to learn. You're going to pay your tuition and keep moving. Cool, right? You're going to put $100 in the account, put $50 every single month. You should be depositing something into your account. So we're going to hypothetically say 50. At the end of the year, you have about $650 in your account. If you didn't blow it trying to make more money, that's where you should be at, right? Student number two is what we call the four no more. I gotta change that. And here you don't pay your 185 fees anymore because you referred four people. You got four friends and family to be like, yo, come, let's learn this. We're gonna master it together, right? I was able to accomplish this in less than a week. Guys, guess what? I took that same 185, I put it back into my broker account. See, I don't want to go take money from bills to trade with. I want to go leverage finding more money for myself so I can trade for free and easily free. Because if you steal money from your rent money to trade, when you put that trade in, you're not going to have the same thoughts as if you earn that money elsewhere. All right, guys. So at the end of the year for student two, they're going to have close to $3,000 in their account, right? And then we have the IBO, the business owner, the affiliate, the person who says, shit, if I can, excuse my language, if I can earn 3,000 just referring people, right? Just four people and earn a free thing. I think I can help those four help four and find more people that want to go for. And guess what, guys? I was able to do this within the first 30 days. I went platinum. I went to the $1,000 rank. Guess what? That's an extra $12,000 a year. So between all of the expenses, all right, guys, at 1,000, and I just put the 700 rank here, you would be close to $10,000. All right. So I want you guys to see how much faster each student moves. Student number one makes about $50 when they put a trade in after 1 year of being here and they have $600. So if you have $650, when you execute a trade, it potentially should net you about 50, right? If you're not, then maybe you're still working on learning the lot size game and the win and loss. So you understand you have to lose a little to make a lot, right? You might have to give up 10, 15, $20 here and there to go get that 150 or 250 trades, right? So the second student, the same trade, $500. While student one is celebrating 50, student number two is celebrating 500. Great example, go on the Discord, take a look at students who are celebrating their first withdrawals as regular students, and then you have the students who are IBOs or for no more. They're getting bigger withdrawals, right? More money in the account, more positions, more leverage to put in there, right? And then the third student, guys, look, when you execute your trade as an IBO, like you're going to be holding 5 bands in your hands, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bands. That's you have 10K in your account now. Now you can handle playing around with life-changing lot sizes, like life-changing positions where that will change other people around you lives, where you can help your friends and family. You can help pay a bill here. You can help somebody here. You can cover this, right? I can say, you know what? I'm going to put the entire team expense on my back, and then we'll cover the rest here. I'll grab everything. You can start to do things like this because the markets now is going to bless you and everybody around you, right? Because of how much you put in, is now you're ready to get out, right? $100 account, guys, in a year can grow to 6 figures. $100 account in 1 month is stretching it, right? You might lose it along the way trying to go that far, right? So the best thing you want to do is try to make more money. Let's go become the best affiliates out here. Guys, our friends and our family would love to learn how to take 100 and make a living with it, to take a $5 bill and make a living with it, right? They would love to. What's this? My favorite here, as you guys can see, I keep my favorite thing, my quarters, my dimes, and guys, take a look. My penny, my favorite, the almighty penny, the one that we all freaking hate, right? The almighty penny, right here, changing lives, right? Changing lives. See, at trader number 3, guys, I can afford to execute 100 of these, right? Trader number 1 can only execute 5 of them, 6 of them, right? Trader number 3 can execute 30 of them safely, about 37 of them, to be really honest, right? Trader number 3, you're going 100 of them in, right? Who can make better damage? The 100. Right? Better positions, right? More positions, more leverage coming in. So, guys, these right here can change our lives. And based on what you do with this, but a lot of our friends and our family, they need this right now, guys. Right? I know people that literally are looking for this. So, because of that, I'm forever going to continue to share this with my friends and family and let them know what's up. Right? And let them know what's up. But guys, what is a withdrawal? Let's go to the last part. What's a withdrawal? Withdrawal involves removing funds from a bank account, savings, pension, and a trust. In some cases, conditions must be met to make a withdrawal without penalty. A penalty for an early withdrawal arises when you literally don't meet a clause in a contract that's broken. Guys, example of this would be if you have a 401k, you can literally put into it for gazillions of years. But if you decide to take it out before you're 65, penalty, you would pay Uncle Sam charges, state taxes, an arm and a leg, right? How do I know this? Because I cashed out my 401k back in 2020. And around 2022, I put it all on Bitcoin, right? Cashed it all out, right? So withdrawals, right? Extracting money. How do we do it? We do it consistently. We do it every day. We use the money to pay bills. We give the money to other people if we don't feel like we need the money so that we don't watch money come and go in the market or it's going to add a stream of income. Do you want to give it yourself daily, weekly, monthly? How do you want to do it? Guys, in the beginning, I used to have a daily calendar. I wanted to pay myself every day. Every time I cleared a trade, I sent it to my account, right? That was the greatest thing that I decided because that's how I started learning about cryptocurrency. See, a lot of people, you keep it there, you stay stagnant, right? I would withdraw $100 and then I would be like, damn, the $100 is $120. What the hell just happened? All right, we're in 2021, one of the biggest crypto pushes that happened, right? Guess what? It all started from me just doing it, right? Not worrying about any of that stuff, testing my broker. Do they pay? Is there any fees, right? How will you get paid? How long does it take to get paid, right? How much is too much for your broker, right? I know yesterday, Manny and I literally learned that if you're going to be moving about 1,500 or more from Coinbase, they require you have an ID. Send them the ID to verify who you are before it goes, right? These are important things we all must know, guys, all right? And it's very important and vital, right? But familia, guys, that is withdrawals and deposits. I hope I gave you a lot of value today. right? Because that's what I'm hoping that I gave you guys. And I'm hoping when you get in the markets next time, you will think about some of the things we talked about on this call about lot sizes and how to leverage different lot sizes to make amazing money. Now, if the lot sizes is unclear to you, what I want you to do is just literally just go back to the academy and iron it out. Just say to yourself, yo, I'm not going to trade until I know what this is, because yes, I can make $10, $20, $30. That's amazing. But if I really know what's going on, I can make 100, 200. See, today gold gave out like 500 pips, right? If you really want to know what's going on, you could have caught 50 up, 50 down, 50 up, 50 down, or you could have caught 50 up, got out, retest 50 up, retest 50 up, as it kept going all the way, right? But it all comes down to the knowledge, which will create the comfort, which will create the security, and which will create the power to execute behind it with the knowledge, right? So Familia, it's 10:05. What I'm going to do, being that I am streaming this on YouTube, I'm going to exit it and then I'm going to reopen it back. If we have any guests, right? If we have any questions, let me open this up for questions first. I'm sorry. Let me open this up for questions. Anybody have any questions or anything before we get off the call? All right. Before we get off the call, right? If you have any questions, right? And it's no such thing as a stupid question or a dumb question or anything like that. Yeah, BluePay said big early withdrawal fees from the 401k, not from the market. I know, trust me, I know, right? So being that our broker accounts don't charge us fees, crazy, withdraw crazy, right? But I don't even regret pulling my 401k, guys, because I watched this thing go. It paid my fees for the next fees. It paid my fees, my kids' fees, and their kids' fees. So I'm good with the little fees they charge me. All right. But guys, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I will see you guys next week, Thursday. Tomorrow is Mindset Friday. Make sure you jump on. My man Tyler's going to go ahead and bring the heat, right? He's going to give us the psychology behind trading and the things that we could be working on to help improve our mindset. So when we enter that trade, we don't allow the trade to literally dictate. I'm sorry, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Independence Day. So we are going to be taking our Independence Day and enjoying the day. So everybody have a free day, right? I'm still on IBO mode, guys. All right, Familia, love you guys.